Mug, episode 288 on Monday the 19th of May 2014. I am your wonderful, charismatic, charming host, Stephen Layton. Welcome to In My Mug and welcome to the wonderful news. And wonderful news it is too. So following last week's Limoncillo, we have now released the Pump Natural and the Natural from the same farm, the Caturra lot, so same as last week's. It is delicious. They are very different. The apple definitely runs through them all. The Natural, it's so boozy, but it's not the normal kind of sherry type booze. Very cider. Delicious. You should definitely go take a look. I'm not sure they're going to be in My Mug anytime soon either, so you should definitely dive in and maybe get those before they disappear off. And so exciting that the Ethiopias have landed. They are in the country. They are winging their way to us, and I'm hoping by the time you're watching this next week, we will definitely have some of the Yergs and Sadamos, the washed lots that we've bought from Ethiopia. It's that time of year where they all start coming back and we start having lots of coffee, which makes me very, very happy, as it's been a terribly long time without Ethiopians. I kind of very much underestimated how much we needed this year, and yeah, I could have bought some past crop stuff, but I didn't really want to. I thought it was worth waiting for the good stuff, so yes. And following on from the guest blend, the Jabberwocky, that I've talked about for the past couple of weeks, and you've seen the new label for that on here, new jailbreak ones around the corner as well, so we've kind of done a bit of a revamp of the jailbreak labels, and can't wait to get those in there. And that was the wonderful and exciting news! So we should get on to Focus On. And Focus On, we're going to do a coffee from Costa Rica this week, but we've been specifically from the Tarrazú region, so let's focus on Tarrazú. So Tarrazú is the name of the 5th canton in the province of San Jose in Costa Rica. A canton is like an area. It's kind of like a provincial area. The canton covers 297 square kilometres and has a population of 15,000. The capital city of this canton is San Marcos, and the area this is from is San Marcos de Tarrazú. Coffee is the main source of income for people in this area. However, tourism, avocado production has been on the increase as coffee prices have fluctuated more. During the months of December, January and February, the population of the area actually increases threefold because of migrating workers coming in. San Marcos is the biggest town in the region and is quite a centre of economic activity. Also, more recently, the Institute of Electricity has invested millions upon millions of dollars in the Piris hydro dam that started generating energy back in 2011, and this farm of this week's coffee is overlooked, and I'm hoping to show you a little bit of that on the map bit. The hydro dam is the highest structure of its kind in Central America, and has been a key to this area's kind of success and really kicking off, and not just focusing on coffee but lots of other things, and that was Focus On. So we should take a look at this week's coffee. So it has a very, very big, long name. It is Don Mayo, so it's Costa Rica, Don Mayo, Finca Bella Vista. It's a big, big name. Don Mayo is the name of the mill. It's the name of the mill where it's processed, and it's owned by the family that own the farm. The Finca part is the farm. Finca is Spanish for farm, and Bella Vista is the name, which is good view, and it does have a beautiful view. And it's very, very close to the mill. It's owned by Hector Bonilla and his family. We have another coffee from there as well, which is La Loma, which is a very different coffee, but actually grown very close to it. Bella Vista is the highest part of this kind of group of farms that they own. It's 1,900 metres above sea level, and as I've already said, is in the Tarrazú region. Coffee comes from the visit back in 2011, and I've been back in 2012, and I've also been back this year as well. It's a pedigreed coffee. It has won Cup of Excellences. It will be used in barista championships this year by 2 barista champions. I know this is I'm roasting it for them. And it's one of the most kind of highly regarded coffees in the Tarrazú region. Having the name Tarrazú in name would normally fetch a high price anyway, but being delicious as well, like really helps this coffee. A lot of Tarazus I've tasted kind of just fetch this high price because that's what they're called, but they're not necessarily so delicious. I've seen lots of coffees coming from the Western and Central Valley that beat a lot of the Tarazus, but this is definitely a very special coffee, and hence its success in Cup of Excellence. The family are so professional. I see them at all sorts of events. Every time I turn around at some coffee event, they're there, and it's lovely to see them because they've become really close and good friends. Visiting the farm so many times, you get to know these folks a lot better. The reason that I think I like them so much is they're so professional. Everything that they do is so organised and methodical and process driven. It's clean, it's tidy, it's organised. The workers don't just turn up in their own clothes. They have overalls, they have boots. They have a whole approach to making sure that everything is done properly, almost to the point of obsessing. But you know what? I like people obsessing about the details. That's kind of what we try and do here, is worry about all of the little parts. So them worrying about that, but worrying about quality at the same time is really good. Third year of working with them, I can't imagine a time of not working with them. The first time I found it was on a cupping table with 250 samples, a whole heap of different farms, different days pickings, and this particular farm and these particular lots jump out. This year we narrowed it down to 120 because we knew a little bit what we were looking for. We weren't necessarily looking for lots of new coffees this year, although we do have a couple of new Costa Ricans to go on in the next few weeks. One that's a really interesting experiment with drying, and this is kind of what you get a little bit in Costa Rica, is you can get that level of detail, but also the level of experimentation. We have a beautiful natural coffee coming from Costa Rica that will blow your mind. I've not seen very many naturals in Costa Rica, but this farm, they're specifically doing it, and I cannot wait to share that one with you. But there's a whole heap of stuff. Like, so from Bella Vista, we've got a very small, tiny lot that we're using for one of the Barista Champions, which I'll talk about in the drinking, but he's Los Nubes, which just means in the clouds, and is delicious. We should look at the numbers anyway. So the farm is called Finca Bella Vista. The mill is called Don Mayo. The farmer or owner is the Bonilla family, but in particular Hector, who is the head of the family. The nearest city is Leon Cortez, Leano Benito, which is very close to the farm. The region is Tarazu, has an altitude of 1900 metres. This is a Caturra lot. They do have some Bourbon on there, and they do have some geishas as well. I'm a big fan of Caturra though. It is a fully washed and sun-dried coffee. So we should take a break at this moment to see what Daphnis Rowland wishes to share with us today. Here's an interesting one for you. Locks in Costa Rica always open the opposite way. Not interested in that? Okay, Costa Rica is the longest standing democracy in Central America and has a literacy rate of 96%. More interested now? Roland's gone a bit weird. He hasn't done a coffee fact for a very long time. He seems to be far more interested in geography and economies and locks on doors. It is true that majority of locks in Costa Rica, where you would normally expect them to open that way, will open that way, and it's all a little bit back to front. And I don't know why. I can't tell you why. Neither can Roland. Anyway, it's time for this week's map bit, and I am very excited about this one. Hello! I'm always very happy, aren't I, when I'm waving you off up into the skies. Same clip over and over again, but don't tell anybody. So here we are, we're looking at good old Blighty and the good old Earth. Which way shall we go? I think we should go across the Atlantic and go to where we're going to be spending a lot of time, as I've said recently, Central America. And you can see the spine of coffees from the spine of mountains that are there. But we're interested in particular in that one there, Costa Rica. Costa Rica, where I was in January, enjoyed the trip very much. It's a very beautiful country, and it's very easy to get around as well. So the Costa Rican female president is called Laura Chinchilla. It's a bit of a weird name, isn't it, for a president, but hey. It could be Chipmunk, I suppose. Laura Chipmunk. No. Okay, so we're looking down to Bella Vista, and you can see here all of those little lines are the plots of the farm. So those are the coffee plants of the coffee that you are drinking on this week's In My Mug. And then if we do a bit of clever camera trickery, we can kind of come around. Look at that mountain range. Just look at it. It's amazing. It's such a beautiful country. And Tarrazú in particular, San Marco de Tarrazú, is a spectacular region. Very, very beautiful. So the highest point is 3,810 metres, which is Cerro Chipora. And the lowest point, of course, is the ocean, because that's at sea level. So if you look there at the picture, that's a picture I took from my camera and a picture from the farm. That is just in the foreground of it, but you don't get to see the line so much. But it is just like, I've stood on that soil. That picture, I took the GPS coordinates for Bella Vista from them. And that hydroelectric dam I was talking about, if I can just make this click on by the power of magic, I can go, there we go. That's the dam there. And it's spectacular. It really is breathtaking. You can walk across that dam as well. And yeah, it's a memory that will stay with me for a long time, as will that trip. And that was an awesome map bit. Told you. Cool map bit or what? Right, I'm going to whap you on pause. I'm going to go and get tasting delicious drinks, and I will be back with you in just 1 minute. All right? And I am back. I'm going to dive straight into the espresso. So I was talking about the barista competition. Hector's daughter, and Alexia, and I probably got the name terribly wrong because I'm the worst pronouncer of names, is the 2013 Costa Rican barista champion. And 2014 Costa Rican barista champion. So we'll be competing in Rimini next month. They own a coffee shop which is very close to San Jose Airport. And Ixia is a fantastic barista, and has asked me to roast the coffee for her for Rimini to save her having to bring it on the aeroplane and all of the things that can go with long distance haul. So yeah, we're very privileged to be roasting for her. Also the French barista champion, Luca Cassidy, we roasting the coffee for him as well, also from this farm. So yeah, it's a coffee with pedigree, as I keep saying. So this for me is super clean, first of all, but very fruity. There is a lot of peaches going in there, but not like fresh peach. It's kind of like a tin peach, kind of very sweet, syrupy, smooth, long, a delicious espresso. It really is a great espresso. Wonderful milk done by Chris today. You know, and those peaches still come through. You get the sweetness of the milk and the sweetness of the peaches. It's like peaches, tin peaches and cream. It really is. It works well. Very much in harmony. Very much balanced. No one thing is out of control compared to the other. So smooth though. So smooth again. So we should go to the AeroPress of this I've made. Why an AeroPress, I hear you cry? Well, I'm in the AeroPress Championships. When is it? So you'll be watching next weekend. So next week I'll be doing it. I'll be recording the In My Mug before the next one, but like making no sense at all. But there's AeroPress Championships going on in London, and I will be one of the idiots. I mean, one of the competitors. Hopefully, I'll do better than I did in the Ibrick and the Brewers Cup. Although I expect not to win, as I am not very good with the AeroPress. I don't use it so much. I've become very Chemex lazy. I've really had to be practicing a little bit recently and working on my method, which I may go back and look at the AeroPress brew method at some point, because I think I might need to tweak it. I think my tastes have changed and my experience has changed, and it's a good time. But if you haven't looked at my AeroPress brew guide, and God knows why you have not, because it's the most watched video we've ever made, link up on the screen to that. To that video. So the brewed coffee, it's delicious. It's that peaches, it's a little bit of apricot now as well, but like dried apricot. It's just a delicious, fantastic, balanced drink. And I keep saying balanced. And what do I mean by balanced? Well, there's acidity, but it's not too much. There's sweetness, there's not too much. There's body, there's not too much. There's an edge of kind of, I don't want to say bitterness, because bitterness sounds wrong, but there isn't. But it's perfectly balanced. Everything belongs with each other. And the mouthfeel is phenomenal. It's a great coffee. Really, really some great, great coffee. And that's what we've been doing the past few weeks, is banging out the great coffees. Like, I'm so proud of what we've brought in so far this year, and I hope you've been enjoying it with me. I've had lots of fun with these coffees, lots and lots of fun. They really are amazingly delicious. Right, I'm going to shut up rambling, I am going to get the heck out of here, and I am going to tell you that life is definitely too short for bad coffee.